I'm Ali GREYMOND, the founder of the GREYMOND method. I am one of the original coaches to help people fully recover from OCD, and after years of experience and thousands of clients, my message to you is still the same. You can fully recover from OCD. On this channel, I show you how. But before we start, I just wanted to remind you that I do daily OCD recovery videos, and if you don't want to miss one, hit the subscribe button now. A common question I still get with clients, especially when they're first starting out, is do I need to do on purpose exposures? And if you are in the situation where you are actively avoiding, so you would normally go and do this, this, and this, everybody else is doing that, but you are avoiding. So this could be driving, going outside the house, all kinds of things like that, right? If you are avoiding normal behavior, you absolutely need to do on purpose exposures to bring yourself back to normalcy, average, standard, whatever you want to call it. But if you are not in the situation where you are avoiding and you're in the situation where just the thoughts are coming in all day long, then on purpose exposures are not going to get rid of those thoughts coming in all day long. Technically speaking, you are in an exposure every time a thought comes in. So look at your entire day as a big exposure. And the entire day needs to be big response prevention over and over and over again. Hundreds, thousands of times a day, you're practicing response prevention. So this is not a very focused hour of on-purpose exposures. This is your entire day, because it doesn't make sense that if you're trying to lose weight and somebody tells you, well, if you're trying to lose weight, make sure you don't eat donuts for 1 hour. Very focused, don't eat them. But the rest of the day, yeah, we don't care about that. Not going to see results. So you want to make sure you're doing response prevention all day long. You're just like in a diet, you're trying to eat well all day long. And also, just like a diet or any other life situation, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have, as I call them, step backs, right? Where you just in the moment just didn't react correctly. Went to an all-you-can-eat restaurant, lost your mind. Happens, normal. But you gotta get back on track. And also another thing, I did videos on this, I will do videos on this again. Don't do the blame game, because if you start to ruminate about, oh, I can't believe I did this compulsion, it's all over, right? You're actually strengthening your OCD. So never mind you did your one compulsion or act of some sort of rumination, reassurance seeking, but now you're ruminating about the ruminating, doubling up your power up for the anxiety, right? That we don't want that. That makes no sense. So if you make a mistake in your recovery process, just know that it's part of the course. It's hard to even call it a mistake. It's a learning experience. We are doing skill building, and skill building comes with missteps. That's entirely normal. So disregard it. Keep going with your day as much as possible. A lot of the time, what can also happen is that at first you're like, oh, I don't think I'm doing any avoidance behaviors. And then as you go through the recovery process, you kind of start to notice, oh, actually, you know what, that little thing, I usually do avoid that. Okay, so that's the stuff you can, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to pick a side of I'm either doing on purpose exposures or I'm absolutely not doing on purpose exposures. It's a variation of the two. But my point is, and I've been standing strongly by it for 17 years now, that one exposure a day or doing hierarchy is not going to get you out of the problem of OCD. At best, it will just switch themes, but your anxiety level will be the same. I even see this if clients are, let's say, doing rumination and compulsions. As soon as they start to really go down in rumination, their brain is automatically going to compulsions. It's like it needs to find something, an opening to get that power up. So if you are treating it as, oh, I'm only going to do exposures for this or exposures for that, again, in a situation where you're not avoiding, like, oh, I'm going to look at images of something or whatever, your therapist who doesn't have any idea is talking about, right, making you do. It's a losing battle. Like, I'm telling you, not from a perspective of my method is better than their method or something like that, but I'm telling you from a perspective of pure logic. If OCD can morph, what's the point of exposing to the thing of the day if it can easily morph to a new thing? That's the perspective that I'm talking from. So I hope you find this video helpful. Again, you don't need to pick a side. You can do a combination of both. I do a combination of both with clients when we find little situations where they're avoiding. That's totally fine. But your main priority is your entire day. It's not that one thing where you have a check mark. Your entire day is your priority. Do the work. And by doing the work, again, I always say this actually means that you're focusing on things that are important to you. Instead of researching, Googling stuff, thinking about your OCD, you're actually being productive. You're actually doing things that you need to be doing, which is fantastic. I hope you find my videos helpful. Subscribe if you haven't. If you would like to book a talk with me, I'll leave the links below. I'll see you tomorrow.